Hello everyone and welcome back to A Wild Approach. In today's video we're going to talk about collecting seeds. And in this specific episode I'm going to be talking about collecting seeds from gray-headed coneflower or Retibita pinnata, which I probably said that wrong, but it's fine. So this could apply to a lot of different plants, so don't think that just because it's about this specific plant means that you're not going to get anything out of this. I am going to talk in a lot of generalities, so if your goal is to collect seeds this fall, this is a good starting point for you. Alright, so this is what it looks like when you break off the pieces off of the seed head of gray-headed coneflower, and I've noticed that some of the seed heads are really hard, really tight, and really tough to gather the seeds from, while other seed heads are a lot looser and easier. And you can see these dark gray, almost black pieces are the seeds, whereas the more tan, brown, yellow-brown pieces are like the duff, I guess you would call it, the non-seed pieces of the seed head. So here's the seed head before you break it apart, and my favorite way to break apart gray-headed coneflower seed heads is to actually use pruners to cut them in half. I just did this intuitively on my own. I didn't read about it at all, but this is just my favorite way to do it. I break it in half, and then I rub those little pieces apart. You can see the seeds, and then you can see the duff around them. So it's actually probably a lot easier to do without gloves. That was the struggle I had in this video. I just happened to have gloves on because I like to do that when I actually go and I clip the plant for seed collecting. But in hindsight, I should have taken the gloves off to actually collect the seeds for the video, because it would have been easier to like scrape my fingernails across the seed head, for instance. So if you are doing this at home, experiment with not wearing gloves, assuming that the species of seed that you're gathering isn't going to cause any contact dermatitis, so look into that. And one thing I noticed about this particular species of seeds is that the seed head and the seeds, they smell really good. I don't really know how to describe it. In my head I was thinking citrus, but not really, because I'm not a huge citrus fan, so it was like citrus adjacent smelling for some reason, but in a good way, because I don't usually like citrus that much, but it smelled really good, and I just never knew that about this plant until now, until collecting the seeds. So I thought that was really fascinating. Let me know if you guys noticed that, if you have ever worked with this particular seed from this plant. So you just keep rubbing it off until you get all those pieces off, and then here I am, I'm getting another seed head, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it in half with the pruners, and then I am going to work to scrape away all of the bits into my little plastic container. And if you are collecting this, you want to make sure that you don't put like a lid on this container if it's plastic until they dry out completely. And yeah, they seem dry right now, but you just want to make sure that they dry out completely. You don't want any mold on your seeds if you can help it. It's not necessarily going to mean that they won't germinate, because a lot of times even moldy seeds can actually germinate, but you'll have less likelihood of germination. You'll have less likelihood of success. So you want as little mold as possible. You want as little moisture as possible. So they need to be completely dry before you store them. So I'm not actually putting any lid on this container yet or anything like that. In fact, it's best to actually use a paper bag. Now, let's go to the commercial. Do you need a short, quick guide to get started in wildlife gardening? Well, turns out I've got just the thing. I just came out with a new free ebook just for you, and it's called A Wild Approach to Gardening 101, and it's available on my website today at macylou.com/shop. It's free, so go check it out. What do you have to lose? Alrighty guys, we are back, and I am just continuing to break apart these seed heads, and somewhere in this footage is when I realized that some of these seed heads are extremely tight, like I said, and difficult to break apart, whereas others just fall apart like they just completely I don't want to say shatter because it's not like that, but they just completely just disintegrate in a good way and go right into the container. So, you know, when you are looking to collect gray-headed coneflower, it might be difficult to tell how ready the seed head is until you just try it, until you just break it open. Other plants are a little bit more obvious. For instance, Liatris, when you go to collect the seeds, you can really tell if they're ready or not, depending on when you actually pluck some of the seeds as a sample. You'll notice if they're not ready, that Liatris will actually look like off-white, tan, gray. The seeds will not be dark enough. When they're done, the seeds are almost black. They're like really, really dark gray or dark brown, almost black. So remember that most seeds are like that. Not all, but most seeds will look dark when they're ready. They will look black, almost black, any variation of dark gray, dark brown, black. And so that is not the case for every single species, but that is going to be the vast majority of them. Now, milkweed is different. Milkweed looks brown. You know, milkweed is a dark brown to medium brown when it's done, and you notice it's done for different reasons. But guys, that is just a quick overview of collecting seeds this season. I hope you got something out of it. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, and at the end of this video I want to show you some chrysalises that are just about to pop. In fact, the day I'm recording this voiceover, this butterfly came out of this chrysalis that I just showed you on screen. And I am just excited to see all the other ones come out of their chrysalises as well. I think I lost count. I have like 10 at least chrysalises on my house. So all along the facade of my house, the door frames, the trims, I have a ton of chrysalises. And if you're curious what this species is, it is the Gulf fritillary butterfly. She lays her eggs on purple passion vine, purple passion flower. It is Passiflora incarnata. And so I have just been having a great time watching them all the way from their egg stage to their caterpillar stage that you're seeing right here, to their chrysalis stage, and then the adult stage. And I have seen them fluttering around the garden, and so I'm going to have a brand new video for you next time on these butterflies and them using my garden as their home. And here's Late Boneset, which just volunteered in my garden out of nowhere. I'm so happy about it. But if you want to see more of the passion vine, it's here on my arbor, and I just absolutely love it. So you saw it was pretty defoliated over there near the door, but over here, not very much missing, or at least it doesn't look like it because it's so lush and there's so many vines growing. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. Don't forget to make a list of the plants you want to collect seeds from and go through and check on them once every while and see if they're ready. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what seeds you are most excited to collect this year, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Brand new items are now available in the shop. Thanks so much to viewers like you for supporting the channel. To support the channel, like the video, comment, and subscribe. You can also support my work by buying art from me at macylou.com. Thanks for watching!